Welcome to this week's edition of the mma-analysis podcast. I am your host, Lance Fishel. It's here, the first title defense of Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. It's great. It's a good week.
It's a great week.
Who's excited? Everyone?
I watched all those finishes on the UFC's Twitter feed the other day, and I've had wood literally ever since.
Oh, God. I had to, cancel a meeting.
I'm exhausted. I'm spent.
Recovery.
Guys.
It was cool how they did that. I literally started and I watched all of them in a row. And,
yeah, I did too, yeah.
His body changed more than – I know he got bigger and went to 155 and stuff, but, that's a different human. Those first fights, whew.
Yeah, and even it just gets so much better over time. He's always been good at what he does, but you can see how much more easy it gets. How he locks it up in position, but the ends, man, where he's just knocking motherfuckers out.
Yeah, it's good. And I think the thing that's always been consistent with him is he just always fucking goes for the high risk sub at every time. I think that's what we love him. But we'll get more into Do Bronx. We got a lot of Do Bronx to talk about. We do have a great card coming up this weekend with UFC 269 outside of the co-main event. Horrible fight, that co-main. But we also had some fights last week. Pretty good fights overall. I would say I enjoyed the card. I thought it was good. I thought there was a little lull in the middle a little bit, but overall I thought it was a great card. I think everyone's excited for this card, and I thought it delivered. So we'll start with the main event since it was a good one, so we can go back to that instead of this trash we've been seeing. I didn't bet this fight. This was very rare for me. I can't think of the last main event I didn't throw something on. I just watched this one as a fan. I didn't have a great sense of this one. I thought my brain said Font here, but I didn't take it because I'm not a big Rob Font guy, as you guys know from past. I've never believed in that guy. But I couldn't take the chance on Aldo. But man, that was impressive. That was Aldo. He even threw some leg kicks, Brad. He knew that was legal again. Yeah. And Font seemed, I don't know. He seemed a little bit not ready for the moment at times.
He shrunk big time. He absolutely shrunk.
No.
I don't think so.
I think not saying he had a horrible performance, but you could tell Rob Font knew he was in there with the biggest fight of his career against a legend. I thought so.
He started great.
Yeah, great.
He started absolutely great.
A lot of adrenaline.
He was winning the first round, and then he got dropped in the last 10 seconds. And we've seen this before with Font. He gets cracked by big shots, and then he'll kind of back off a little bit. But even in this fight, he kept putting it on Aldo at the start of pretty much every round. And then it just got to a point where, NC double Aldo. Yeah, baby.
They're just, I don't know. There just seemed something a little bit off on him. Aldo looked great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. He had. It seemed like he had 30 seconds of every round. He came out every round had 30 good seconds. I don't know if it was an adrenaline dump. I don't know if the scene was too big for him or what it was, but he didn't. I don't know. He wasn't as aggressive, I would say. And when he was aggressive at the start of the round, it quickly faded. It seemed like he literally
he was getting his ass lit up.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
Because after about 30 seconds, Aldo was like, "Fuck this," and started, throwing offense.
He looked good.
Big power difference there.
Man, Aldo looked, and that's crazy because Font's had historically had some pretty good power. Man, we talk about the leg kicks. So what I've noticed is over the past 4 or 5 years, Aldo's turned. He's always went to the body, but not like he has recently.
To the body.
And I think he turned his leg kick volume, half of that, most of that went into body work. And oh my God, man, it works. That's his shit since he's went down to 135, that has bothered the dudes that he's fighting really bad. It bothered Jan. In the first couple rounds, he was working Jan's body, and it was
the Jeremy Stevens fight. He finished him with body shots, and I think there's not many guys who use the body work for, I would say, damage or try to get people out of there. And for you guys that don't know, Nushan is in a hotel for work. It's not working out for him. I think when you look at MMA, most guys, when they throw body punches, they're doing it just to change levels and kind of throw people off a little bit. Like they're throwing a quick jab to the body just so they can go upstairs, and they're doing the body work just to kind of change it up. Same thing with some of the leg kicks and things we see. There's very few guys, and Aldo has turned into one of these guys that he's using the body to try to get guys out of there, to try to win the fight. And most of the body work you see in MMA is weak. It's just you're barely tapping it. Like John Lineker comes to mind. That guy wanted to rip your organs out with his body shots. And Aldo is he's looking like that with the body shots. And he almost for a while traded in the leg work, the leg kicks and everything for the body work. And I thought he put on a masterful performance. And a lot of that came from some leg kicks, some body work, some wrestling. It wasn't headhunting. And Rob Font, I think, was overextending himself in those first 30 seconds, which caused some misses and I think caused him to fatigue pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I love that we got to see Aldo do 25 minutes. Not that the pressure he was facing for that 25 minutes was something that was going to wear him out, but to see Aldo go 25 and look that good in the fifth and still throwing the volume he was, that was really good to see. And look, I hope
Jan's a dead man.
I hope that Aldo beats Jan. I know it's probably not going to happen.
He will not.
But I hope he does, because I'm telling you, Aldo is champion besides Peter Yan. Like who at 135? Like he could beat Aldo. He could have he would smoke Aldo.
He could, but I think Aldo would. I think Sterling would win that fight.
Is Aldo going to get Jose Aldo down? Absolutely not. He's not taking him down.
Rob Font did.
I mean, yeah, like come on, 5, 10 seconds. I mean, he could absolutely be champion 135.
Could, yeah.
He's got a very, very, very small chance of beating Peter Yan. No, that's the problem. Like it would take one of those crazy body shots that folded a dude, or him catching Yan, because that dude's he's crazy, man. Like nobody's beating Peter Yan at 135. But if Aldo pulls off some crazy fucking sub or something like that, Jose Aldo could be the double champ, man.
Yeah,
he absolutely could.
I think I don't know. We'll see. Jan at this point to me seems like, which is weird because he hasn't defended really. He's not even technically the champion. He seems to me the hardest. He seems the most unbeatable champ right now. I don't count women's MMA. Seems like probably maybe the most unbeatable champ right now.
Usman's pretty unbeatable at 170.
I mean, we can say that, but he just lost 2 rounds to Kobe again. We can call him unbeatable, but I don't know. Kobe won the 5th, dude.
Jan could have lost a couple of rounds to Aldo the first.
But Jan, it's always early. He doesn't throw early.
But I get what you're saying. Like if there's one guy that you could say, yeah, absolutely. Who at 135? I used to think Sterling had a chance after that.
I cashed DQ, baby.
I did too. I took that money. Absolutely.
So, Brad, for you, it's Dillashaw, right? It's Aldo versus Dillashaw, number 1 contender.
He even talked about that fight right after. So, yeah, I think that's a good one.
It's a tough matchup for Aldo.
That is like a great fight. My God, that's a great fight.
I don't know how that would play out because, that's a tough fight. I think if Aldo can beat someone like TJ, he could definitely beat a Sterling. Like, he get that kind of style. Like, TJ's a tough matchup for him. Because TJ's got crisp boxing and he's got he's got a wrestling edge there. So
Aldo got hit a little bit by Font, man. Like,
Dillashaw still hits hard.
I mean, Aldo's going to get hit by everybody at this point. He doesn't have the reflexes that he used to.
He just hits hard. He just hits harder than all of them. He does more damage than all of them.
Yeah,
I think that fight, the TJ fight, would depend on how much TJ tries to wrestle. Because the more he tries to wrestle, the quicker he gets tired, and then they're on an even playing field late.
I mean, I think we're going to see the Georgia snooze machine just 50-45 Aldo coming up soon, though. So
he'll probably do the Volkanovski thing, just hold him up against the cage.
The snooze machine, it's here. Great fight, though. Hats off to Jose Aldo. And I don't know about you guys. This might have been one of the worst betting cards I've had in an extremely long time. I just whiffed all over the place.
I did all right.
Literally the only bet I lost was the one that we had together.
Oh, I lost just, and that was your fault. That was your
not
fault.
Lance's night.
That was my fault.
It was so we're on the pre-show, and I say, hey, we should do the Smoka fight doesn't go. It's plus money. It never goes the distance. And Brad talked me into just doing Smoka inside because it was a whole buck better.
You gotta have loyalty, Lance.
Yeah, way to go.
That's one of the bets I lost was Smoka inside the distance.
Yeah, way to go, Brad. Yeah, there's been a couple cards where everyone got crushed, and I did well. And this card, just you guys did well. I got just fucking manhandled on this card. It was a brutal beatdown. Anyway, let's jump into it. Starting at the bantamweight division, Vince Morales defeated Smoka, knockout, first round. It is what it is. If it's Smoka, there's a chance he's going to take you down. He's going to sub you. He's going to beat the shit out of you, or he's going to get knocked out with one shot. And the one shot happened.
Yep.
Sorry, Smoka.
Every time I go to trust our boy, man, he lays an egg. That's his career, man. It's been his career.
It is. He's an action fighter, and this was a good style matchup for him because he had a wrestling edge here, and he could have taken him down. He could have done things, and I think if he just completely dedicated himself to not striking ever, I'd be a little bit better. I think a lot of guys were like that. It's like guys, Do Bronx kind of the exception where he fixed his gap and made it a strength. But most guys, it's like if you're a really good grappler, yes, you want to be okay on the feet, but you're a grappler. Grapple, And it's like I was talking to someone today about the Do Bronx fight, and Do Bronx has fallen in love with his hands, and I was like, if you don't think Do Bronx is going full 100% grappling in this fight, you're crazy because Do Bronx has always taken the smartest path to victory. So anyway,
falling in love with his hands. I mean, we'll talk. I guess we can talk about it later.
He's used his hands where he should. I think the thing is
he's probably not going to out wrestle Michael Chandler.
Yeah, and if anything, he would get gassed out from it. And Michael Chandler is a Division I All-American wrestler, and Michael Chandler doesn't have much defense after a round. He fucking gasses out so bad. I thought Do Bronx grappled in the first, tired him out a little bit, and then second round he started off with the hands. Smart man, that Do Bronx. And man, sexy, just sexy looking fella. All right, lightweight division. Claudio Perez defeated Chris Grutzmacher, knee bar. Grutzmacher's the least talented guy in the roster. He's got to be, right?
Technically and physically, yes.
Technically, he's not on the roster anymore.
Yeah, that dude's he's batting crazy. Didn't he? I think he won a round though. Like he could have won the fight. Like, so how good is fucking Pulis? Jesus, bums.
Not good. Hey, with Sean not being on the podcast now because the internet went out, how do we stop the show when we're done?
And we all just leave.
Yeah.
If there's no one, if there's no one in the studio, it would stop. I think.
Is it being recorded?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it gets started, then it's just going. It's on YouTube and whatever. I don't know how the internet works.
But he's got to turn the audio into the podcast and shit though.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. I don't think a lot of people are watching currently as we're talking. It's mostly like afterwards and iTunes and stuff like that. So Sean will figure out. He's a smart guy. All right, cool. Light heavyweight division. Our boy. This is the only bet I won. I mean, fitting. If I was going to win a bet, this is the one I wanted to win.
Look, it don't even fit on the screen. It's just so fucking long.
Thick Willie Knight defeated Alonzo Menafield. 29-28 across the board. I saw. Oh, thank you, Hyper Blue. He is one of our biggest live fans. We appreciate it. People were complaining about this decision, and I mean, nothing really happened in the third. But when I watched the third round, I saw two things happen. I saw Menafield trying to stall out, hold him against the cage, not even try for takedowns, not even throw punches in the clinch, and they stood there for like 3.5 minutes. The times they were separated. Thick Willie was trying to fucking knock his head into the third row. And in those like 30 seconds where they were separated at one point, the thickness landed some punches. He was going after him. He was controlling. He was trying to be aggressive. He was trying to hit him. That little 30-second spurt won the fight because that 30 seconds meant more than the 4 minutes of just stalling against the cage. So anyone calling that robbery, I'm sorry.
We don't have Sean here to put up the comments either. Fuck.
You got to read them.
Yeah, all of the MMA media scored it for Menafield.
All of them?
All of them.
Yeah,
It was a
all of
sweep.
them.
And
They made decisions?
I don't get that, because then you got all of them on Twitter telling you how they know more than you do about
And
scoring
damage matters.
because they've looked at the scores and all this, and damage matters, but yet they score that fight for Minifield. Just shut the fuck up already.
Did
Don't make
Minifield
no
throw
sense.
a punch? Did he
The
throw a
dude
punch?
literally laid on him. He laid on him the whole
Well,
time. And then, like you
Wait on
said,
him.
when he,
Wait on him means he took him down. He just laid against him.
against him, yeah. And you're right. Like, even when Minifield was leaning against him in the cage, who was throwing like little shots to the ribs and shots to the fucking leg and shit? Dick Willie threw every single punch in that third round. He absolutely deserved to win that fight.
The thickness. I didn't expect that kind of fight though. And if we would have had 6 more seconds in the first round, Menifield's getting stretchered out of the
He's a
octagon.
dead man. He's looking a dead man, bro.
Yeah.
Willie's man, he's scary, dog. Like, he is scary. And he's like, he's got 15 minutes in him. Like, you can try to take him into the second and third round. That dude's still throwing bombs. He was out there fucking flat-footed, throwing bungalows.
Yeah. Yeah. We had Drendine, if I'm saying that wrong, said you can't even call that cage control. He didn't do shit. He wasn't controlling anything. Like, he was literally just there. He was just in the cage. Like, that was fuck that guy. If you don't want to try to win, don't expect to win. He was all shocked by the decision. Like, fuck you, Thick Willie. We cashed it. Was that Munich or consensus?
That was Munich. So that was Munich. 734-3 now.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And the threes were all questionable decisions.
Of course.
Very questionable.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Women's strawweight division. Cheyenne Vismas defeated Mallory Martin decision. So did JP just strung together too many losses and she was like, fuck this loser?
You're bringing me down with you, motherfucker.
Like, she literally right before the fight was like, your last name is associated with losers. We're done. I don't want people to know I know you.
And then
immediately goes out and wins.
Yeah. It's sometimes I like to follow the narrative nation, as it were, and Dana slipping her the 50K bonus after the fight.
What was that?
Our boy Woody Show was on to something. He was on to something.
The Aldo font didn't get a bonus, and they gave it to this fight. I didn't even watch this fight, honestly.
Yeah,
I watched maybe 40 seconds of this fight. I can't pay attention.
I wasn't watching any of these live. I went back and watched, Thick Willie and the important stuff.
Yes.
And just, I actually have a lightning setting on fast forward on my PVR. I didn't know that existed, but I discovered it when I was going through this fight.
There you go. Congrats. Welterweight division, Brian Barberino defeated Darian Weeks, 29-28 across the board. I thought this was an okay fight. I thought it was enough. I had the doesn't go here, and I thought it wasn't going to go, but then no one wanted to finish in this fight, so it went. Barberino is very average. I thought Weeks looked okay for a debut on like 5 days' notice. I think he's actually okay. His wrestling's all right. Threw enough. Took some good shots. Thought it was okay.
Yeah, he got like an average bet, but he got a bet his first time out. It was a tough fight for him, and the line was just too short. I had to play Barberino when the line got down to like -125 or something like that, -130. That was kind of crazy. Weeks is okay, like you said, on a 5-day notice.
When Chris Grutzmacher dreams about himself as a superhero,
It's
he's
Brian
like Brian Barberino.
Yeah.
That's very similar. They could be the same person.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I actually thought we were going to see a split on this one. I thought he definitely had the second, but I thought enough happened where they were going to fuck it up.
I mean, they often do.
Judges.
Not with Thick Willie, though.
Manel Kopp defeated Zalgis Zumulugov. This was a good finish. This guy can knock some people out. I mean, we knew that kind of coming in. I think he was actually going into the year. Wasn't he my breakthrough fighter in the division, I believe, or whatever, when we did that thing?
The guy who keeps track of that is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, he'll get here. It's like he does nothing, and then it's just dead body, just right on the cage. But yeah, he'll get here. We'll see. I want to see a step up now for sure.
Yeah, he's usually his problem. He had to throw punches. Like he was so tentative. His first couple fights, his last couple, he's throwing some punches, throwing some strikes, and he's knocked guys out. So, we'll see.
Yep.
George, it's Matzo. It's not Motza. It's Matzo.
And you ate it raw, like just the cracker? Like was it turned into a ball in a soup?
Or did she just give you? It's the raw. Bro.
Yeah, like did she go to the juice section of the grocery store and just get some crackers out and just hand you a big sheet of matzah? No, the uncooked matzah, if you put some butter and jam on it, not too bad. It's like a it's a decent cracker, but no, you gotta take matzah, make matzah meal, make matzah ball.
Soup.
Yeah, we had some good Judaism going on last week. We had some brisket, we had some matzah balls, we had some kugel, some rugula. It was a whole thing. It's really the only thing I do with the religion is the food.
The food.
Oh, dude, you should come over to my parents' house one time. We do it like twice a year, maybe. My mom will make all this fucking shit, my mom and dad, and it is just killer. Jewish food is fucking out of this world. Super unhealthy.
Do you guys do the Passover? The Passover.
If we remember.
On a Passover.
Yeah, we didn't do some latkes this time. I love them. They're like my favorite thing ever. So does my dad.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't like them as much, and my brother doesn't like them as much. So we didn't do them. Plus, we had all that other shit. We had this huge fucking brisket, and all this stuff. So the Jewish brisket, not barbecue brisket, like you heathens. So we had a lot of that. But dude, some latkes though, I can get down. Little applesauce. Woo. Yeah. Are you a sour cream or applesauce guy on the latkes?
I'm a sour cream guy just because I'm also a pierogi guy because Ukrainian, so it kind of I'm mixing the cultures.
You a big borscht fan?
No. Borscht and cabbage rolls, man. Cabbage rolls. Hated them growing up, but had them at a wedding earlier this year. That was at a Ukrainian hall, and they were tremendous.
George said you should feed nothing but matzah bread to the terrorists imprisoned in Israel.
Jesus Christ.
Don't eat it dry. It's not like a fucking wheat thin.
And you still spelled it wrong, George. God damn it.
We're not doing good here. Go get you some rugula. See, I got like 2 pieces left. You guys do rugula, Brad? Great.
No.
Oh God, you haven't had rugula? What are you doing?
I'm glad that Sean's back for this part.
Yes, you can't survive on just matzah. That's the whole thing.
Read the comments.
That's the whole thing. They survived on the matzah. All right, that's enough Judaism for today. All right, let's move on now. Middleweight division. Dusty Toads defeated Coconut Bombs by knockout.
Dusty Toads, baby.
All you have to do is not get taken down instantly, and he can win. But no, it's Coconut Bombs. So he got knocked out. Or subbed. Did he get knocked out or subbed? I don't remember if he finished with a choke or just TKO.
It was ground and pound.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Dusty Toads, baby. He's back.
What happens when you try and put hard times on the family, baby?
There it is. That's fantastic.
Nishan, how's your internet?
It may be fixed. If it's not, I'm gonna fucking bail. But I may
what did you do to fix it? You do some like nerd stuff?
The old restart the computer.
Nice.
Is it on? Did you hit the power button?
It's a classic Lance move right there.
So bad. So bad.
I am not that bad in technology. I am very mediocre if I was 60.
Yeah.
Not bad. I can do things. I can like reset the modem. We do single sign-on.
You can
Restart
unplug
your
your
computer,
You
and
can
that's
unplug your modem and restart your computer.
Yeah, I can do that.
Fantastic.
I can plug my speakerphone in. There's a lot of things I can do. Thank you very much.
USB connections are hard to fucking.
They're not easy. Some might call me a hacker because of my. But John's gone. He's going to hack. All right.
Hey, one person who is not a hacker is Sean apparently.
Is who?
It happens. It's Sean.
Oh, no. He needs to be a hacker so he can figure out how to do this internet. All right. Go to the main card. Alex Morano defeated Mickey Gall. I had Gall in this one. I took a shot on Gall here. I had to. Now, if I would have known that Gall thought he was a boxer and was not even going to attempt to take, I think he attempted one takedown, and it was like from like 74 feet away. This is what I don't understand. I don't know if it's the coaches or the fighter. Mickey Gall, bad cardio. Mickey Gall, bad striker. So if you know these two things, what are you doing? You're immediately going for a takedown, and you're trying to get a sub as quickly as you can to try to win the fight. Or you waste that first round in 5 minutes and do some kind of like aerobic kickboxing inside of a fucking cage and get the shit kicked out of you. I hate guys like this.
Lance, this is what happens when you fight the insulin kid and you light him up on the feet.
You get too much confidence.
You think you're a striker now.
God.
Oh, man. Yeah, Mickey Gall's like 95 Dana White. This dude's in a boxer size class. Like, what's he thinking, man? I don't know. I mean,
in fairness, he looked ripped in this fight.
He looked good.
He always looks in decent shape, man.
Especially good for this fight. Those boxer size classes are paying off.
Yeah.
Tybo. I think it's Tybo.
Billy Banks. Yeah.
Mickey Gall strikes like the guys who are filming their shadow boxing before the fight. That looks like how he fights during a fight, where he's like he thinks this is gonna work. Like I don't understand. He's tough though, and Morano sucks. Like his dad was not impressed with that performance. I don't care what the announcement.
He was crying because it looks so horrible.
No wonder his dad's not coming to another fight.
His dad's like, I can't believe my kid looks this bad at fighting.
Like, Dad, did you see my first fight? I'm so glad you're here in person. I actually fell asleep in the first round.
Never invite me again.
Yeah. What's the Do Bronx fight?
Like, I was here for the Do Bronx fight. So.
God. All right, another fight that I lost money on, which is definitely a trend for this card. Fucking Chris Curtis, man, knocks out Brendan Allen. Why do I keep betting on guys, grapplers versus strikers, and the grappler decides they have no interest in doing what they're supposed to? Why? Why do these guys not understand? I'm a stupid fan, and I can almost every single time tell a fighter his game plan to win. Why is that? Why are these coaches that are getting 20% not able to do that? I don't understand.
They need to hire Luca, man.
I know. I mean, if they
he just can't find a house. He's moving.
The
man's been moving for like 6 years.
It's been. Why can't he post a fucking bet because he's?
I know. Why does that stop him?
I can't even read the comments anymore. He's posted like 9 months ago he's going to start betting, and now he still can't make a bet. Like, I could be fucking moving right now and log into old DraftKings and make a bet.
No, it's because when he comes back, he's all in. He's physically and mentally all in on
Zen.
Fight. Nothing else matters at that point. The dude will not leave his new house or room or wherever the fuck that's going to be.
Locked in.
Childhood bedroom.
The one thing I'll
Locked
say,
in.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say on this fight, I don't know what the fuck to do with Brendan Allen anymore. I have no idea what to think about this guy. I got no answers here. Chris Curtis deserves to fight someone who's a striker now, right?
Absolutely.
Like, he just got through to a couple grapplers, one really, really good grappler. Let this guy just go in and just fucking work his hands and not have to stress about the takedown. Like, he's earned a fight that's not a horrible matchup for him at this point.
But did he fight a
get...
grappler when the grappler doesn't grapple? He
throws not a perfect matchup, actually, yeah.
Man, what an idiot.
He should get the winner of Jeff Neal and Ponzi if that fight's actually happening.
It's kind of a big step up there.
I don't care.
That's different. That's a different weight class.
No,
Allen's 85.
He's a welterweight.
Oh, you're talking about Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 35 years old.
He's old.
Fast track him. Give him.
He fucking retired last year. The dude's
3 times.
8 times.
He retired 3 times.
He retired and fought on the same night last year.
He retired twice and fought twice on the same night.
Yeah.
Because he fought, he lost and retired. He came out of retirement. He fought. He lost again, and then he retired again. And now he's won.
Incredible.
Now
Two UFC fights.
not just, but the funny thing with these 2 wins coming in, it's like a lot of guys could come in a situation and win a couple fights. He's beaten 2 pretty decent prospects.
Yep.
Like I know Haas and Allen aren't like the greatest thing ever, but those are top tier prospect type guys.
Yeah.
They're both
I'm
on
saying you
Contender
beat up-
Series and look good.
Yeah, you beat a couple borderline top 15 guys at welterweight. Give them a top 15 guy at welterweight instead of middleweight.
Good
And
wins, but I will
he's
say
old.
2 guys with 2 very serious flaws when they're doing what they're doing. Haas got
they
the
both don't have great
chin.
cardio and both don't have great chins.
Well, I mean, one's got a fucking
Horrible
chin
chin.
of fucking straws and bubble gum.
Yeah.
The other dude literally has no business even throwing hands.
He
None.
can't throw hands.
He should be shooting every time, and he's standing up with Chris Curtis. I don't get it.
I mean, the
It's
question is,
fucking
how did
mullet.
Soriano not knock him out last time?
I don't understand things. How about Chris Curtis versus the Leech?
That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Sure.
That's fun.
Top
Lee-
15 guy.
Leach
Yeah.
needs a
Bounce
fight.
back after.
He needs a
getting
fight
destroyed
too of
by
a
the
guy
goat.
that's gonna just throw some hands with him. Too.
Yeah.
He needs to not get grappled a little bit.
That
That's
was
a
a perfect
that's a
example.
perfect fight. That's a perfect
Yeah, they should.
fight.
The UFC should steal that from me. I'll allow it. All right, let's move on now. Clay Guida choked out Santos.
Man.
Not much to hear. Hilarious for one, but the people that say this fight should have been stopped,
Stop. Just
I don't
stop.
understand. Guida won. How could you? Like, I've heard this 4 or 5 times where a guy gets a beating but survives, come back and win, and they say, "Oh, that should have been stopped." Though, isn't the whole stopping it to protect the fighter because the fight's over and he can't defend himself and everything else? Guida was there. He was
That's
okay.
Kind
He
of.
survived and he won.
Well,
he
the
was
point
getting the shit beaten out of him.
he was
but
he was defending himself
He was.
to the best
Yeah.
of his ability.
as soon as they actually like separated, Guida was Guida. Like he was
Yeah.
bouncing around, flipping his hair, and Santos was getting. It doesn't matter that he landed 300 strikes and rocked him 17 times in between. Like,
Yep.
what's the end result there?
Guida, Nate Diaz should agree to that fight. He should. It's like the only fight he could win.
No money. No money.
He'd lose that fight. He'd get out wrestled.
That's
Against
true.
Guida? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. There are refs that would have stopped that, and it wouldn't have been a terrible stoppage, but they didn't, and he came back.
That would have been a perfectly fine stoppage if somebody stepped in and stopped that fight. I'm glad they didn't. Like I could see a ref stopping that fight. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't. And I'm not one to think people should get the absolute fucking years taken off their life in a cage either. Like I thought that was perfectly fine letting that fight go. Guida was fucking rolling and trying to grab him. He really only got like dropped and like hurt badly with the knee, where you was thinking like, oh shit, he's done. He wasn't. That
If he
fucker was,
jumped in right when that knee landed, I would have been like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
because they do that often where a guy get dropped like that and they'll step right in. But Guida, he kept moving the whole fucking time.
I tried to
After-
live. I don't live bet, but I tried to live bet him like 10 times. I couldn't get it.
Keith Peterson just wants to see death after
Yeah.
Dom gave him shit about not letting it go. Now he's letting all the fights go. Marab versus Maraish in this one.
Yeah. The guy Drendine. Oh yeah, we can do that now. Great. There's
Yeah.
comments flying all over the place. We can't do anything.
Yeah. It's
Anyway, let's move on. We got a couple more to break down really quick before we get into the UFC 269 light heavyweight division. Jamal Hill defeated Jimmy Crute knockout. Is Hill better than I thought, or is Crute worse than I thought, or is the motherfucking Bear Jew the best fighter in the division? All answers
three.
acceptable.
all three.
All three.
Yeah.
All
of the above.
Why hasn't Bear Jew fought? I know who he was. Gustafsson gave up.
Gustafsson. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like months ago. Is
Hey,
everyone
don't-
just ducking Bear Jew?
Hair
Probably.
transplant surgery like takes a while. To,
Ah,
Right?
that's what it was.
I mean, just
Gotta
don't
let
go,
that
don't go
heal.
Joe Buck. Hopefully, he doesn't get some kind of like staph infection and almost die. You know.
I want to see Anthony Smith versus the Bear Jew.
Oh,
Give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm
Sub.
not sure. I'm not sure how good Jamal Hill is, man.
He's
I
got
don't know.
hands, man.
got
If
hands.
he's on the
He
feet,
does. He does, man. But I'm just I don't know. Dude.
on the feet, I don't know if there's anyone that's going to beat him too easily. The problem is he doesn't have any grappling. Jimmy Crute's an idiot.
Yeah, he's
um,
just a moron, dude. It's another moron.
I bet on
He
3
didn't grapple
grapplers
against
versus
Smith
strikers,
either.
and none of them got a takedown.
Same.
That's because
Did
I
any of
bet
them
them,
shoot a
Lance.
takedown?
Yeah, I did too. Those were my losses.
Hill's good. I think he's good.
At light heavyweight, he's okay.
Let's go
Yeah.
talk about somebody that's definitely pretty good. That
Yep.
we got somebody on the show that named him that's starting to come around
Fizzy Pop.
on how good that the old fizzy pop might just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rafael Fiziev knocked out Riddell. I won 2 bets. That's right. I forgot. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I won this fight too. I had Fiziev and then Thick Willie. He was good, man. He's good. He's calm. He's cool. He's collective. Like I'd like for him to be a little bit more aggressive at certain times. Like early in the first and second round, I thought there was times he could have stepped in and really hurt him and put him away. Yeah, he's very patient. Man, this guy he's hard to fucking deal with. His striking is just even Riddell. I thought Riddell looked really good actually in this fight. I thought Riddell looked better than I ever seen him. Just the little shots in the pocket, like he hits so fucking hard. Viziev, man, he hits like a fucking brick house, and I was impressed. Really impressed.
Yeah, he's good. There's some fun matchups for him at that weight class, that's for sure.
There are.
I thought Brad might not agree, but I thought Riddell looked okay, man. Like he did well for himself in that fight, but Fizzy Pop's legit, man, and he's not going to be one of these boring ass fucking humpers that Brad can't stand. Oh no,
Dude, he hits fucking hard.
yeah, man, he hits. when
Riddell's got pillow fists.
Oh, Riddell.
That's what he's
Riddell.
talking about.
Yeah,
Come on.
Riddell doesn't.
Well, I was gonna say Fiziev when he starts letting his shit go, man, like that dude
Oh,
hurts.
he cracks.
He
It's
hurts
fucking
fucking
hard.
people, man. I
So-
like Fizzy Pop.
Fiziev is in the point of his prospect status where I like to find the wrestlers.
Grapplers.
So I don't know if this guy is still in the UFC or not, but I wouldn't mind seeing Fiziev versus Gregor Gillespie.
You want everybody to fight Gregor.
Yeah.
He never
He fights
fights.
once per year, so
I know.
you got to be a little more selective.
That's a good fight.
Riddell
right.
definitely more of a he got Fiziev in deep.
Riddell's a
couple times.
kickboxer.
When we do
He got
our
it deep a couple times, and Fizzy Pop had some pretty good takedown defense. He's
when
no
we do the
great.
2022 prediction show,
He's no great.
Lance gets to pick one opponent for Gregor Gillespie. That's it.
He's got to stick
We
with it.
gotta pick the one opponent. That's it.
Because that'll probably be his only opponent for the entire year,
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
we'll just
Maybe for
Oh,
2
efficient.
years.
That's true. I mean, yeah, you can show decent takedown defense against an Australian kickboxer.
I know, dude.
What about an NCAA champion, Gregor Gillespie?
Bit of a different story.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Let's move on to UFC 269. Great card. Starting off with a bad fight. Women's flyweight division. Jillian Robertson, Priscilla Cachoeira. Dushan, is your internet working?
It's sexist.
I think so.
It's
That's
sexist,
catch a
man.
beaten.
Catch a beating? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Could
that's
be
what
Dina
I
Mazzani.
think that's what
That's pretty good.
Shaughnessy called him.
Yeah.
Paul Shag called her. She's terrible. Somehow she's on a 2-fight win streak, and I think if you look at those wins, that might be the only girls that she can beat in this division. Robertson is not good. She probably wins. Minus 400 is still a lot.
I like her, though.
I'll pick Robertson. She probably gets a sub.
I enjoy her fights. She's actually kind of fun. I usually like her fights, weirdly enough. Wes?
Yeah, Robertson should win, but there's absolutely no way she should be minus 400 in this fight. That's just crazy. And I think we could. This is one of the chick fights we could see a finish in. Robertson sub. It's definitely a possibility. There's no way you can lay minus 400.
Is that really what this line is?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's no way. No way.
Minus
Brad.
350, minus 400, yeah.
Damn.
I wanted, just to start the card off, I wanted to bet catch a beating for inside plus 650 because Robertson can't get finished. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the chick fatties over 1.5 minus 145. Because even when she caught her first beating, when she came in and they fed her to Shevchenko, that almost went 2 full rounds. So I'm thinking even if she gets taken down here, she lasts a little bit, and I'll pay a little bit of juice to get a winner on the first fight.
There you go.
Unfortunately, Yamasaki's not reffing this one, so he's not trying to get his Shevchenko decision bet to cash and letting a girl die in there.
Is it Keith?
Is it Keith Peterson, though?
You might have a chance of it, Keith.
Tonyoni likes to watch a death. That's possible, too.
I got nothing here. I'm not laying 4-1 on Robertson. I do think she probably gets a finish, but yeah, this is a pass for me. All right, let's move on now to the bantamweight division as we have Randy Costa taking on Tony Kelley. Nushan.
Don't have too much here. As with most Randy Costa fights, you probably just want to take him in by TKO or round 1 if you're feeling frisky. Round 1's over plus 200, and he's a minus 180 favorite. He pretty much only wins in round 1. So he probably knocks out Kelley in the first round. I don't know if I'm going to bet it or not, but if I'm trying to find some bets on fight day, that might be one.
Wes?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Costa's the better dude here. And he should get an early finish, but man, if he doesn't, like he has problems. Anytime he can't get a guy out of there early, he just fades bad in fights, man. He goes all out in that first round, really bad, round and a half. So I do like him here to get an early finish, but there's just something telling me, man, that Kelley's tough, dude. And if he doesn't get him out of there, I got a feeling he might lose a close decision. So I'm going to stay away as of right now, but I do like Randy Costa to get an early knockout this fight.
Brad?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to think Randy Costa wins early, but Kelley's never been finished. He's not terrible. So if he can stick around, that could get interesting. Plus 225 on the round 1 just isn't enough for me to even throw it in like a prop round robin or anything like that. So nothing on this one for me.
Yeah, this one's tough. I think Randy Costa round 1 is a popular bet around these parts. But at plus 220, 225, something like that, I don't think there's a lot of value. I think this we could actually see for once Randy Costa round 2, I think is on the table here. Kelley's tough as shit. He is very, very tough. He's hard to finish, and he's extremely hittable, though. Even look at the Kai Kamaka fight. Like, he pounded on his fucking face, but he survived. So I don't know. This one's tough to call for me. I would not be surprised if Kelley survives the early onslaught, the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, and takes over late. Wouldn't be surprised if Costa puts him out in a minute. I just don't think there's any value here. If we were getting 3-1 plus on Costa in round 1, I'd probably take a look at it. But there's no value on inside. It's like minus 110. I'm just not seeing value anywhere in this fight. So it's going to be a clean pass for me. But I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think either way, this is going to be a fun fight to watch. So pass on this one. And then I think I'm going to bet on like every fight the rest of the way. All right, featherweight division. Ryan Hall takes on Derek Minner. New Sean's.
Ryan Hall fights are always kind of weird. The one with Topuria wasn't because Topuria is actually very good and was able just to stuff him and destroy him.
That was a good Ryan Hall fight.
I think we all enjoyed that.
Was a great Ryan
that was
Hall
one of the
fight.
biggest bets I've ever made in my life on that fight. I'm not kidding.
That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Derek Minner's looked okay since teaming up with Kraus, but I mean, getting TKO'd by Darren Elkins is not a great sign. If this becomes just like a shitty grappling kickboxing, like a kickboxing fight with a pair of grapplers, it's going to get very boring and very terrible. I think Hall is going to force grappling, and then when that happens, I kind of expect Hall to get a sub. Maybe Minner has some moments, and I just think Hall can grapple for much longer than Minner, even with this new and improved Minner. So I think inevitably Hall grabs a leg or a rear naked choke or something. So I took under 2.5. I was able to get it at minus 125 for a unit. Not the strongest bet, but Ryan Hall, weird shit happens in his fight, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way myself. I just feel like at some point Minner's gonna get involved in some kind of close quarter shit, and Ryan Hall is gonna get him to the mat. And I think Ryan Hall is he's say what you will about the dude, but when the shit gets to the mat, he's fucking dangerous. So I'm leaning Ryan Hall. I can't bet this motherfucker. I'm not putting money on Ryan Hall. That dude's boycotted by me. I want to fade him so bad. I want to fade him every fight. I just feel like this is a pretty decent matchup with a guy that's eventually going to get to the mat with him, and it's not going to be good for Minner in that spot. So I'm going to pick Ryan Hall, but I'm going to stay away.
Brad?
You guys are fucking crazy. Ryan Hall is a broken human.
Talk me into it, man.
And that was before he got his shit pushed in by the top urinal. This man sucks at fighting. He hates fighting. He doesn't want to fight. He gets into the cage so that he can run away for 15 minutes. So I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but man, it cannot be good because he gets into a cage for an escape. I know you said that like maybe he'll get Minner to the ground at some point. He's got one takedown in his entire UFC career, spanning back to 2004 or however long he's been with the fucking promotion. He's been here forever and fought twice.
He doesn't get takedowns. He forces grappling.
He doesn't need a takedown. He's not trying to get takedowns.
No, but in this fight, he's against a competent grappler, and I know Minner has a million submission losses.
Yeah, he's lost. He's got subbed 8 times. Extremely competent.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Who's the best guy that Ryan Hall has subbed in MMA?
BJ Penn.
There you go. Elite, in shape, motivated.
One of the best grapplers ever.
The best guy that Ryan Hall has subbed in MMA. You're correct. It is Maged Hamo. At Challenge MMA 2 back in 2013.
No, it's BJ Penn.
He doesn't sub people. Like I just think he's gonna get laid on for 15 minutes in this fight, and Derek Minner's gonna win a hilarious, shitty decision, and I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna make some money on it.
Has he ever got laid on before?
No.
Yeah.
Because nobody's dumb enough to lay there. You got to be either Tapuria and smash him from the top, or you got to be on your feet.
He's not that He's a skinny, frail little white dude. He can't be that dangerous. All right.
Yeah, but
all right.
He's
that
not
sweater vest.
He's not an American teenager.
Ferocious. Nobody hates Ryan Hall more than me. I think that's a fact. I fucking hate Ryan. I hate everything about him. I think he blocked me on Twitter instantly. I don't know why. I don't remember. Probably something I said.
It's because you're Jewish. Actually.
I don't like
because you're Jewish.
He's not a fan. He doesn't like our people.
Bold hot take here. Ryan Hall is the better striker in this matchup.
I think that's fair.
He's the better striker and he's the better grappler. Here's what's gonna happen. Ryan Hall is going to batter this fucking mother redneck dude just all over the cage. He's going to beat the crap out of him. Minner's going to initiate the takedown, try to get on top, and then get submitted.
Awesome.
And win a decision. And 30-27. Minner's you don't see guys like him. He's a guy who has no striking, all grappling, who gets submitted anytime he gets in a bad position. Like, it's the weirdest dude. I hate Ryan Hall. I think Ryan Hall inside, it's like plus 100 or sub plus 120. I think after that fucking Bear Jew finish, I'm never taking like a close line at sub unless it's like a big flyer. So I think Hall inside at plus money is the play here. I don't think he wins a decision here. Minner also has a negative gas tank. Like, I don't know if that guy can make it 15 minutes without barring Greg Hardy's inhaler. I think this is a finish. I think at plus money, it's worthy of a bet. So, man, as much as I hate to say this, the bet is on Ryan Hall. All right, flyweight division. Great fight buried on this card under Aaron Blanchfield versus Miranda Maverick. We have in the flyweight division Alex Perez versus Matt Danger Schnell. Here's Sean.
Perez hasn't fought since he lost last year inside a round to Figueiredo. So it's over a year now. It's that layoff is not great, especially coming off a loss in a title fight. There's kind of been some history of letdowns after those. So I'm not touching Perez. I think he's the much more skilled fighter. I think he is able to put this fight wherever he wants, whether he wants it standing or on the ground. But layoff and the last time out losing a title fight is pushing me away from betting him at over -300. So I think he wins. Not sure if he gets a finish, but just staying away for bet.
Wes?
Yeah, I think Perez is the better guy here at this point. I'm not sure what to think of Matt Schnell anymore. Matt Schnell used to be like very, very dangerous when he would just go all out. Like he would pull off subs, get dudes in firefights, get those front chokes. Lately, he's tried to be like cool, calm, and collected, and he's losing. Like he's losing these decisions. It's cost me a ton of money lately because I keep waiting for the old Matt Schnell to show up, and I keep betting these unders and keep losing. But I'm gonna go back to the well again this time. I think Perez and him are gonna get into some firefights, and this is gonna be way more action than we've seen Matt Schnell have in his fights here lately, and that gives him the opportunity to catch one of those chokes. I think it's more likely that Perez boxes his head up a little bit and ends up getting a second or third round finish. But I think we're going to see one or the other in this fight. So I kind of like the under, or fight inside the distance is plus money as well. So I'm either going to play one of those for sure. Either the under or fight inside the distance, both plus money at this point. Pick is going to be Perez.
Brad?
Yeah, I like Perez here as well, but like Wes, I'm still picturing Matt Schnell from like legacy cards and his early UFC career and that sort of stuff where he would actually go for it. And I think if he does that against Perez, if he doesn't do that against Perez, he's going to lose because Perez is the cleaner striker. And if he does that against Perez, he's got a shot to maybe scramble and find a submission, maybe land something in exchange, but he's probably going to get knocked out. So I like the under 2.5 here is plus 145, and Perez TKO is plus 300. And if you do think that Schnell gets that sub, it's like plus 1,000 or something, which, I get tempted by my 4 digits, but I think I'm just going to stick with the under in Perez here.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Perez hasn't fought in a long time. He gets the title shot, gets beat quick, and taking a lot of time off. And Perez has lost by sub a few times, and I think Schnell needs to go back to his old thing: grapple, try to get subs, be aggressive, like you guys have said, and hopefully. And we just talked about on the recap that fighters usually never take the best path to victory. I'm hoping Schnell does here. I'm hoping he goes with the grappling. I think if he just tries to get in a firefight and, keeps in the feet, I don't think he has that much of a chance of winning. I think Perez is just better overall game. But if he can make this dirty and get some weird scrambles in there and possibly grab a neck, I think that's his best chance to win here. And at 10-1, it's hard not to take a stab there. That's one I kind of highlighted. So I don't know if he gets it. I don't know if he wins. I think if he doesn't get this sub, he's going to lose. So I think, with his best path to victory being a sub, I think at plus 1,000, you got to take a shot. So I'm taking here, the bet is Matt Schnell by submission at 10-1. All right. Anyone have anything to say about Blanchfield versus Maverick? No?
Brad's muted. That's good. Let's move on.
Going once.
Two greatest prospects in the history of women's MMA. How can you guys skip? I was going to go take a piss break during this fight. Well, you guys broke it down, but
you can
Blanchfield beat somebody called Brogan.
Brogan Roback?
Brogan Roback's twin sister that's also named Brogan.
Was Brogan hyped up on the ivermectin, though? That's the question.
Brogan's saving lives.
I thought Brogan was like a group of the the Hojum fans. They call themselves the Brogans, don't they?
She's a lifetime member.
Middleweight division, Andre Muniz versus Eric Anders. New Sean.
Eric Anders is one of the more disappointing fighters that we've kind of hyped up on this podcast.
Did you know that he was a linebacker on
at Alabama
national championship?
He won a national championship.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
No,
I think he led the team in tackles. Actually, I'm not sure if you knew that. Fun fact.
Interesting. I didn't know he played football. It's news to me.
Thought there was another fighter that played for I think Tennessee or somebody too. Like they never mention these kind of things. Yeah, they never mention these kind of
things. These football players are not athletic inside a cage. And
tell that to Greg Hardy. Oh wait.
Exactly.
Well, he's athletic, but you got to be a fighter too.
You got to be a man about things.
Yeah. You can have all the athleticism in the world.
You can't always just
big
fight women all the time.
Yeah, exactly, like Brendan Schaub. That's the kind of athlete we're looking for.
I still remember my favorite thing ever is when he got that knock. I think when he got knocked out by Rothwell, some made this video like he was reaching for butterflies.
Catching the butterflies.
Yeah. Catching the butterflies,
so
yeah.
One of my favorites.
So good. Yeah, so Anders has been a pretty big disappointment. Muniz coming off the sub of Cachoeira.
Yeah, the sub.
I cast that.
That was
nasty.
That was nasty. Yeah, I like Muniz here, but I think there's better spots to bet. But yeah, he should win.
Wes?
Yeah, I'm leaning Muniz here as well. That last fight of Anders, just I don't know, it worries me a little just because I could see Anders getting takedowns here, man, and can he stay out of the sub? I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, I like Muniz here. I think he probably finds a sub because I think he's going to end up on his back. I think Anders is going to fight that kind of smart fight he did last time against Stewart, and I think he's going to try to get takedowns here and do some work on the mat. I think Muniz can probably find a sub on Anders if he found one on Cachoeira like that. So he's going to be the pick, but man, it's hard for me to bet him because I could absolutely see Anders controlling top position and landing some ground and pound for 3 rounds here and getting a decision. So I'm probably going to pass.
Bradley?
She didn't like that the pillows were out of place.
I saw her do that. You should see my house. Tornado was.
Yeah, I kind of think that even though Anders is the worst fighter and less of a fighter, he is a better athlete than Muniz. We've seen Muniz against Arroyo, wasn't able to put him away quickly. I wouldn't be shocked if Anders can stall this out and hold him up against the cage a little bit and do a little bit of work on the feet. He's not bad when he actually throws. So I think this is going to go a little bit of time. I'm not betting Anders in this fight, but I think I am going to pull the trigger on over 1.5. It's minus 138. So I don't think that's terrible in a fight where I don't see a quick finish.
Yeah, don't agree with any of you guys. This is probably one of my most confident plays in the card. Anders sucks. This is the dude going life and death with Darren Stewart week over week. He's got nothing. I was shocked at this matchup, honestly. I think you've won a bunch of fights. How has he won in a row now?
5 or something?
He's beating Fabianski and shit though, man.
All right, so he's won. It was 2 contenders.
This is the best guy he's gonna fight because Cachoeira is just not Cachoeira.
I don't know. I think not Cachoeira is better than Eric Anders.
That was just elder abuse, though.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
I mean, 3 in a row. You beat Cachoeira and you get Eric Anders. I don't know. I thought I was going to see a bigger step up. I like Muniz's game, man. He's aggressive. His sub game is obviously great. He's going for finishes. Anders isn't good in the feet. Anders doesn't have wrestling, and he doesn't have jiu-jitsu. So I don't know what we're looking at here. I think this is just a clear-cut Muniz win. I think he takes him down and gets him top and finishes him. If not, he's going to wear Anders down, and maybe he gets the clinch takedown against the cage. I don't know. And Anders can't punch. He has no idea what he's doing. He honestly is good at nothing besides apparently a linebacker for the University of Alabama under Nick Saban. That's all he's got. He's got nothing besides that. I love Muniz here. I'm definitely going to be betting him on this card. All right, middleweight division. Our boy, the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright, takes on Bruno Silva. I don't know who Bruno Silva is, Brad, but you best know I'm be betting him. New Sean?
Yeah, fair.
Beverly Hills Ninjas is somehow 2-1 in the UFC.
Killer, that guy.
Absolutely mind-boggling. It's pretty crazy to see a fight that's lower than light heavyweight that has a under 1.5 that's juiced to like minus 160.
It's a fair line.
And it probably is a fair line. Beverly Hills Ninjas has an average fight time of like 2 minutes. Bruno Silva, he swangs. And I think he's probably he swangs, and he's probably going to hit that ninja and knock him out. Who knows? Jamie? How did he knock out Jamie Pickett? Like, Jamie Pickett's fucking
Jamie
bad.
Pickett sucks.
He's bad, but like,
sucks.
Does the ninja have some power? I don't understand
He's a ninja.
this.
He blindly closes his eyes and throws him. You're fighting Pickett. It works.
He's a ninja.
He's a ninja. Silva knockout is minus 175.
I know. Like,
I know he's like minus 350 straight and like minus 200 back KO.
It's like a Paulo Costa fight.
yeah, that's a wild one. I do expect Silva to knock him out, probably in the first couple minutes.
Yep. Wes?
Yeah, Silva's going to knock him out. I'm going to have him in a parlay and probably him by KO. Parlay with something.
Brad?
I feel like you guys are forgetting how elusive you told me the ninja was in the first round against Buckley. He was dancing. He was jiving.
He was very elusive. Yes.
And then he got rocked at the end of the round, and everything was over. So he's probably going to get caught by something pretty quick in this one, and it's going to be over.
Yeah. Bruno Silva's interesting, man. He's a guy that can beat a lot of guys. He doesn't give a shit, and he's got big power. And that's a dangerous combination, not giving a shit and having big power. If more guys who had big power gave no shits like Silva, I think we see a lot more better guys like that. Because I think sometimes you try to contain yourself and be smart about it. No fucks here. Just swanging and banging. No big deal.
Can the Beverly Hills Ninja wrestle, though?
There's no way that guy has any technical ability in any aspect of life. That guy's just a big fat loser. Silva's going to take his fucking head off. Minus 175 actually sort of feels like a steal on that knockout line. This fight's not going more than a couple minutes. I would be shocked. So I am going to be betting Bruno Silva in a parlay. I'll probably actually parlay him with Muniz. All right. Heavyweight division, swanging and banging again. Augustus Sakai, Tai Tuivasa. New Sean. I love this fucking fight, by the way. I love it.
You can have it, Lance.
Not fatties either, Brad.
Oh, it's so fatties.
Not a
fatties.
Tuivasa doesn't fatty.
These are some t-shirted. These are some t-shirted.
Do you see those rolls coming over top of his shorts? That stomach is just.
He's been knocking out bums left and right quick though.
Yeah, but now he's facing the sad belly.
Yeah,
who's
there's
horrible.
a couple sad bellies in the octagon on Saturday.
We're gonna see Stewies, baby.
This is low level.
I need a fourth White Claw to deal with this fight.
Low level heavyweights. As you can see by the line, I don't think anybody knows what the fuck is going to happen here. I think Tuivasa's got a better chin. Sakai's probably a little more skilled and probably has a little bit more cardio. I have no idea. I'll pick Tuivasa. It's very bad. Wes, do you have anything better on that one?
Okay, Wes, did you book your Vegas stuff yet for March?
Not yet, but I'm going to here soon.
Text me later. I booked my hotel and flight the other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it done. I'm kind of getting through the holidays and shit, and then wife said everything's all good, but I'm just gonna kind of just ease on in there and be like, hey, I gotta book my stuff for.
I'm doing Friday to Monday.
Oh, I'm doing Thursday to Monday. I'm taking Thursday.
Thursday and Tuesday.
Dude for the stars.
That is gonna be my first trip in like fucking. We did 2 days at the Indiana casino.
But that was like 30 minutes from your house. That
does not count. That's not a vacation. That was before the kid too.
Should we go to the Apex? Or no, it's a UFC pay-per-view that week in Vegas. I actually saw.
Ooh.
In
You can
Vegas,
go get whatever the latest variant.
So when
is.
we're there, there's going to be it's like
a new variant.
UFC 272 or something. So Wes, if we win big on Friday, we'll go scalp some tickets and go to the fights on Saturday.
We're gonna be dealing with the Marion fucking variant by then. Like, dum.
Omicron's fine. I read about it. We're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna go. Got my booster coming up here. I'm gonna go.
I already got mine.
Yeah, I've been putting it off. I didn't want to get another one, man. Like I did my part. I didn't want to get another one. But now these idiots are running around again, and I'm gonna have to fucking get another one.
Life's completely back to normal for me since I've been vaccinated.
I mean, I kind of go about my business too, but that's why I'm gonna get the booster too, because I don't know. I got the kid at home now and shit, and
You got to.
I worry about that shit, but
Gotta do it.
Put your shirt on, hop in the pool with me, and this is getting fat. Like I know these dudes like got some knockouts and shit. Like, look at the guys they're knocking out to like Greg Hardy and stuff. Dude, these dudes are gonna fucking go full sad belly in the pool. We're gonna get fat. We got to lay a little juice this time, which kind of sucks. But these dudes this shit might go 15 minutes. Watch. It's going to get sloppy.
No. Brad?
Wes is right. He's right. What can I say? The man has that fatherly wisdom about him now. And
I have double the kid, so my wisdom is double.
No, it cancels out.
Zero.
Yeah. Tuivasa is a disgusting human being. He drinks beer out of a shoe. I don't know anybody who has good taste in beer who drinks it out of a shoe.
Man's had 7 coronaviruses.
Aaron Waters show?
Nope. I said good taste in beer. He's got excellent taste in seltzers. Terrible taste in beer. But I guess if your beer already tastes like a moldy foot, like the shit that Sean's drinking right now, it doesn't matter if you drink it out of a shoe or not. But for me, I like good beer. So I can't support Tai Tuivasa. And Sakai has the kind of belly that I aspire to. So sad belly by decision. It's perfect.
Woo!
It's beautiful.
I got the opposite of that. Tuivasa seems to have found something versus these bums, and the key is fighting losers.
This isn't the bum.
This is a bum. This is a huge bum.
He was hurt bad by Hardy, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was rock.
Hardy's not a bum. Oh, Sakai's been knocked out in his last 2 fights. He just keeps getting fucking floored. Tuivasa's got some confidence now. He found out the best way to win is fight guys who suck at fighting and, punch them in the face. And you're getting, I think it was inside the distance is like -110 or +100, something like that. And Tuivasa's not won a decision. I think he's the more likely winner, and I like him here. I like Tuivasa.
I like Tuivasa in the fight. I think you're right there. I think he gets a later.
I think it was minus.
TKO is +150, Lance.
Oh, okay. I must have. Oh, he was -110. Maybe I just put it. Oh,
you just rock him straight.
Maybe inside's +130. I'm telling you, I'm not doing it anymore. Like if knockouts +150 and inside's +130, I'm taking the 130. Bears, you fucking scarred me for life.
Tui's gonna sub him.
Arm in half.
I've done that forever, man. I've done that forever. I've always done that, and I took that fucking bear Jew one, and I swear to God, never again. I'm never going back. I always take.
You should do that for sub guys. You should do that for sub guys because
Ground
that shit can happen. Knockout guys are not getting subs.
KO's a little. There's some of them though that can. That's why I always played inside distance. But KO's different than sub for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we can see a Tuivasa just armbar. Here.
Rear naked.
Yeah,
and you get full belly on belly.
I'm fine with that. Later second round. I think that's probably the right play. I think Tuivasa is going to get him out of there later.
I like Tuivasa here. All right, bantamweight division. The Dominator, Dominic Cruz takes on Pedro Munhoz. New show
fights.
This should be a good one. I'm curious to see how many leg kicks Cruz can take, because I know he took a bunch from Kenny. I think Pedro Munhoz's kicks are a little bit better than Kenny's, and then I don't think Dom's going to be able to bounce around like he normally does, and then it gets kind of a closer fight, and we know Munhoz loves to throw them haze. I don't have a bet here. If Munhoz somehow gets to plus money, I'll put a small play on him. He's the pick. I just think he can slow him down with leg kicks, and then it gets fun on the feet.
Wes.
Yeah, I mean, I got to take some Pedro Munhoz at this price here, man. I think Sean broke it down perfectly. He's going to land some leg kicks on Dom. I think he's got the major power advantage in this fight. I just can't see Dom dancing around for 15 minutes here. I like Munhoz. I think Munhoz wins a decision here.
Brad.
So we've got this guy who was even money against Aldo last time out, and everyone was like, "Oh man, his volume, his leg kicks, they're gonna do it against Aldo." And we're smart people on this podcast. We're rational people. We're like, no, that's not gonna happen. He's not gonna do that to Aldo. He can do that to Dominic Cruz, and he's the same price as he was against a much better, less faded guy than Cruz. Cruz did not look good against Kenny. I was on him in that fight, and I was clenching real hard. It came through in the end, but I did not feel good about it, and it was one of those fights where I'm like, well, not betting that guy again. And I didn't feel the same way coming out of the Aldo Munhoz fight. I think Munhoz can do Munhoz things. The guillotine is going to stop the threat of the takedown from Dom, I think, and he's just going to catch him with some of those leg kicks and overwhelm him with volume, I think. So I like Munhoz to take a decision here.
We're just not on the same page today, fellas.
Nope.
We're not.
It's probably not a bad thing.
You better hope it's different last week.
I got all the losses out of the way last week. The week before was good. It's every other one. So I like the Dominator here. I think Munhoz is kind of washed. He has not looked good in his last couple fights. The volume that we're talking about, he has not been throwing as much as last couple fights. Frank Yeager beat him within an inch of his fucking life. I don't even know how he survived that. Think how washed Frank Yeager is, right? Agree with the decision or not. Frankie won a couple rounds off that guy. And Munhoz is in a fucking fight. I think Dominic Cruz has a similar game plan. I think the speed is gonna be there. I think he can stick and move like he always does. I don't think he's gonna be scared of the guillotine here. Dominic does a really good job of immediately getting into half guard when he gets takedowns. I don't think he's gonna be as scared as the guillotine, and I think he's gonna more activity, more movement, couple takedowns in there. Cruz kind of will be able to dictate where this fight goes more than Munhoz, which I always like. I like betting on grapplers who don't shoot too, so who knows? Yep. I just like Dom here. I think they're about the same age, and Munhoz has been in some wars too. And I think Cruz is going to come out and look good. I think he's going to look really good in this fight. And I think was it plus 100 somewhere in there? It's around even money right now. Look, yeah, Dominic.
Didn't you love Jimmy Rivera against Munhoz too?
No. I bet Pedro in almost all of his fights. I love Jimmy Rivera against Cody Stamen.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yep. I bet Munhoz in a lot of his fights until Frankie. I stopped betting Munhoz when Frankie just fucking took the soul
when he got robbed.
Put it on the mantle with the rest of those losers. That's Dominator here, plus 100. Love it. All right, let's move on now. The final prelim. Tough one here. Featherweight division, Josh Emmett. Dan 50K Ige. Underrated nickname. You, Sean?
Does he have a lot of bonuses? Does he
No. I don't know if
deserve
he's
that
ever
name?
won the 50K. I think it's more of like a pipe dream.
He had to win one in his last.
He's trying to,
Yeah,
he's trying to manifest those bonuses.
No, not against Jung. I think he probably won one against when he knocked out Tucker.
Yeah.
He's won 2. He won one for his submission of Danny Henry, and then he won one with the knockout of Gavin Tucker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's putting like top 10 career earnings in the UFC right there.
It is. Right. I think Do Bronx has won 19 or something, like 21 performance bonuses.
We don't want to count those though because they all go back to the favelas.
Can you imagine how rich Do Bronx is in favela money? He's like the fucking richest man in the world. He still lives in the fucking slums.
Dude, and he's one of the few that made it like that from down in Brazil that literally
Stayed
still
there.
fucking lives there and stays
Yeah.
there.
The guy is the
Imagine-
equivalent of like a
Keeps it grounded.
10 billion in earnings where he lives.
Nobody on earth is safer than Do Bronx. You know that nobody comes into that favela and fucks with Do Bronx.
Well,
He's like Vin
he's the-
Diesel in one of those Fast and the Furious movies.
He's also a hero there. Like I've seen his videos. Like at Christmas time, he
Yep.
buys every single kid in his entire community Christmas presents himself.
What a man.
Oh
man.
God, the dick on that guy.
I think he did buy him a little farmland down there though recently, and
A little
he's
bit
got
out.
it- yeah, and he's got him some fucking horses and shit too. Like,
I saw that. He's a
That's
rancher.
what-
He's cowboy
Yeah.
Do Bronx.
yeah, he's got a little land down there and
Cowboy?
shit. Yeah.
Cowboy
him-
Do Bronx.
He's the
Cowboy.
actual cowboy. Like
Yeah.
like the other cowboys just living in the favela, fucking
Slanging dick.
fucking everything. he can. Do Bronx is actually raising horses and shit.
All right, break it down.
Yeah, this should be a good fight. Emmett coming off a 1.5-year layoff is probably concerning if you're looking to back him. Ige's
What was his injury?
Is
Didn't
he
Emmett
was he
have a-
injured?
I think he had a knee or something, didn't he? Didn't
Yeah,
have
he hurt
December?
it in a fight. He blew his knee out in a fight, but still won.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
against
was that the Burgos fight?
Burgos, yeah, he like blew his knee out. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah.
But he won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did beat Burgos.
He finds a way to fucking win that guy. He's not good. He just wins.
Yeah, and he's for the most part pretty much abandoned his wrestling, and if he's smart, he probably should wrestle Dan Ige in this fight. I think this becomes a much more competitive fight if it's on the feet. I don't know if Emmett's going to do that. He doesn't seem to want to wrestle. He wants to throw them hands. Ige is skilled. He throws a variety of strikes. He's got okay volume. Seems to be getting better. I know he kind of had that stumble against Zombie, but Zombie had to take him down because that fight was getting sketchy on the feet.
So he got hurt a couple of times, didn't he?
Yeah, it was getting sketchy there if you backed Zombie like I did. Ige by decision is like plus 250, I think. That's probably not a bad thing to take. Ige, I know somehow he knocked out Gavin Tucker, but for the most part, he's a decision machine. I think he can kind of outvolume, stuff some takedowns, and win a close decision. That number on decisions, I think, worth a small stab.
What's
Yeah, I feel like Emmett, he knocked out Lamas and I believe Michael Johnson, and the dude, he thinks he's got some kind of huge power now. He does, like Sean said, he doesn't use his wrestling. He's completely fallen in love with his hands and his power. And I've watched way better strikers with great technique and power not be able to get Dan Ige out of there at this point. I'm not sure Emmett's going to be able to do that. And outside of that, like, Ige's the better striker, the better all-around striker, I believe. So at plus money, that decision line is pretty nice as well. This probably goes all 15. But yeah, I like Ige here. I think you got to take plus money against a guy that's coming off a knee surgery, been out for a year and a half. I just think he's the better all-around fighter. So, yeah, I'm going to take some plus money on Ige.
Brad?
I feel like in general I've lost money on Josh Emmett. But that's not going to affect me here because I'm still going to ride with Ige. I'm not even a huge Ige fan, but I just think what he's good at, being durable, is very well aligned with literally the only thing that Emmett is good at, and that's having like weird power that affects guys. So if Emmett can't knock Ige out in this fight or drop him multiple times, and I don't think he can, I don't think he wins. I even if he tries, I'm not sure he's going to be able to easily out-wrestle Ige in this one. If it stays on the feet, I think it's going to be relatively competitive, but I give an edge to Ige. And in terms of the actual grappling, I gave Ige an edge there as well. So I'll take him at dog money. It's not going to be huge. But I do kind of lean towards Ige in this fight, as long as he doesn't get slept.
Man, I've been writing Dan Ige down and crossing him off like 10 times this week as I've been trying. I haven't bet yet. I usually don't bet till Friday, and I've just been back and forth. And the only thing really holding me is like Brad said, like I keep betting against Josh Emmett because he doesn't seem like he's very good at fighting. But he keeps beating guys that I think are pretty good at fighting. So something's got to give there. But I think like matchup wise, like I do like Dan Ige in this fight, and I'm a sucker, and I probably will end up playing Ige, and then Emmett's gonna knock him out with like 4 seconds left. That Michael Johnson fight versus Emmett was like one of the worst moments of my life. That was just so fucking depressing, and I can't get that picture out of my mind. But you know, Emmett's been out for a while. He's coming off reconstructive knee surgery. He's getting older. He's 36 now, and Ige is good. He's good. He's tough. He's got good hands. My problem with Ige is he doesn't have that, and he showed it with Gavin Tucker, but he doesn't have that finishing power. He's a technical striker, but he doesn't have a lot of power. So 50K Ige, probably not the correct terminology there for a nickname. But I do like Ige here. I probably will end up betting, like I said, at plus 145, somewhere around there. It does seem like it's worth it. So the pick is going to be Ige, probably going to be betting it here. All right, let's now move on to the bantamweight division as we have Paiva versus Sean O'Malley. You, Sean?
I don't think I hate O'Malley as much as Lance. I'm not sure many folks do. But I'm ready to fade him. I have faded him, but I just don't think this is the spot. Paiva's kind of a blown-up flyweight, so it's not like he's going to be able to manhandle the toothpick that is Sean O'Malley. He doesn't really have great grappling. He does throw leg kicks and calf kicks when he's not worried about takedowns, which he's not going to worry in this fight. So we might get to see if that foot is and leg is still fucked up from the Vera fight. I just see O'Malley being too much for Paiva. O'Malley by TKO is plus money, and he's a minus 300 favorite. One of those numbers is wrong. I might bet him by TKO.
Yeah, I don't. I've never hated O'Malley like Lance has either, but I've absolutely faded him before, and I'm doing it again here. I think this is a good spot for Paiva. I think he's probably the better striker than O'Malley. I know O'Malley's got some KOs against some absolute bums of this point. I mean, Paiva has fought like legit competition in the UFC and looked fairly good doing it. Yeah, I think it's I think he's going to land some shit on O'Malley, and we've seen how O'Malley reacts when he's in there tough, man. And I think he's going to be in a really tough fight here. And just the price, man, plus 250 here. Is O'Malley really that good off of these past performances to where he should be a minus 300 favorite against a decent dude that's fought decent competition in the UFC? no fucking way for me, man. Give me some Paiva at plus 250. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's just a line I can't pass up against Sean O'Malley at this point.
Brad?
I think O'Malley is the more talented of these two guys, and I don't think that's a crazy thing to say, but are we really sure that he has this insane power? Like, he knocked out old-ass Eddie Wineland and the Mexican pirate dude.
Fucking Mexican.
Oh, Nunes.
Yeah. There you go.
Nunes,
You knew who I meant. But like, he went into the third round with Almeida, who has 0 chin. He went into the third round with that troll hair guy that he fought last time, who has no business being in the UFC. I don't think that he's actually good at getting decent fighters out of there. And I think against a guy like Paiva, we saw that if even a good bantamweight struggled to get him out of there and then was in trouble in that fight. I think Kyler Phillips is way better than Sean O'Malley.
Way, way better.
I don't even think that's a question. And Paiva just gave him a hell of a fight and won the fight. I think you could probably make a case for Phillips in that fight. It was very competitive.
At least a draw.
it was very competitive. But like, if you're going to a draw with Kyler Phillips, I feel like you should probably beat Sean O'Malley. We don't know what O'Malley looks like after the third minute against somebody that's actually going to fight back against him. Because the one time it happened, he quit right away. So I like Paiva in this one. I took a little plus 290 on him earlier this week. Thank you, Cool Bet. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's all I'm riding with on this fight.
Yeah, whether you like O'Malley here, like that line's just fucking crazy. Like I just can't get past that.
This is a competitive fight.
Man, I hate Sean O'Malley.
Here we go.
I can't do it.
Yeah, see, Lance ain't doing it.
Lance, you're
Lance ain't even doing it.
I can't do it. Paiva's not good, and I hate O'Malley. He is a douchebag. This just seems like the dude. This is the kind of dude who's not good enough to win, and O'Malley's gonna style on him, and then people are gonna say O'Malley's better than he is again. He's gonna keep blah 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 blah. Paiva's not very good, and I know these are the lines. I'm trying to get away from these lines, right? Against guys I don't like or whatever, they give you just enough where you're like, well, I got to play that. He's probably going to lose, but I got to play it. Like, I got to get away from these. I can't do it. I'm not betting Paiva here. I think Sean O'Malley is going to knock him out. I think he's going to knock him out probably the second round, maybe even third round. I can't do it.
The Paiva that showed up last fight against Kyler Phillips gives O'Malley a hell of a fight here.
He might, but he won't win.
And if O'Malley knocks him out, I'm complete opposite of you, Lance. I'm giving him props for that kind of. That's a good win. If he goes out there and knocks out Paiva, that's a good win.
The guy's calling out Peter. The guy's calling out Peter Young. It's not a good win.
He's an idiot. Like
it's an excellent win, and I'm gonna fade him again next time.
Yeah, I will too.
At a better number.
Now, if I'm drunk Saturday night and I'm winning some money, yeah, I'm gonna throw a little fire on him. But I don't like him here. I don't. All right, let's move on. All right, great fight here. Flyweight division, Kai Kara France, Cody Garbrandt. Nishan?
Garbrandt.
I don't know what happened there. I was reading something else. Cody Garbrandt.
There we go.
Oliveira.
Linguine and chicken parmesan.
Poirier. I'll be interested to see how bad Garbrandt looks on the scale. There has been some photos out there.
Shredded.
He looks great.
Yeah, shredded to where you might be seeing his heartbeat through his skin.
He wasn't a big 35.
He's not a big 35er, but there has been some pictures out there of him kind of cutting down, and he looks
great.
He looks pretty good rough. Cutting weight, man. You ever cut weight?
What concerns me is he doesn't have a great chin to begin with, and then he's cutting a bunch more weight, and we're going to find out. I mean, luckily, France I mean, I don't know how. He got kind of lucky last time. He was rocked and kind of came back and landed a Hail Mary.
Got paid pretty good for that one too.
That's true. So I don't know if Cachoeira France is the guy to test his chin at 25. This is kind of just a stay away fight. I don't really have a big edge in this fight. I'm curious to see how Garbrandt looks at 25. He had power at 35. I would assume he's going to carry that into 25. And if he lands stuff on these 25ers, he's probably going to drop them. I just have always been concerned about Garbrandt's chin. So we'll see. I'll stay away. I think he wins. He probably gets a knockout if he does win. I don't think he has to get a knockout to win, but I think he does on Saturday, and I guess we will see what happens to him after that.
Wes?
Yeah, almost. I feel a little better about Cody's chin after the Font fight because he took everything Font threw at him, which was a hell of a lot, and came through with his chin holding up fucking perfectly. And if his chin holds up here, makes the weight, he's going to make the weight and be all right fight night, I would assume. If that chin holds up, he's going to smoke fucking France here, dude. Like, he is the way better guy. It ain't even close on the feet to what Garbrandt is compared to France. Not even close. If his chin holds up in this fight, it's going to be smoke. I like Garbrandt here. I think that chin holds up. I think he makes the weight and is perfectly fine on fight night. I think he's going to knock out France. So Cody Garbrandt for me, it's going to be a bet for sure.
Hey, LR, these are San Francisco 49ers Christmas pajamas. Every year my wife buys everyone pajamas. This year she got 1 year, I think it's like 4 years ago, she got everyone a set of their favorite sports teams pajamas. So yeah.
Classy.
49ers.
Good wife.
Yep. This is my work outfit. This is how you make the big bucks, kids. You dress like this.
You want to see what a rich Jew looks like in 2021?
You gotta present success.
Yeah, I'll
49ers.
I use my normal outfit is sweatpants, like running pants, pajama pants with a polo. That's my work getup. So
I do love throwing on the polo to make it look classy.
I wear a golf polo every day. Every day I wear a golf polo because I'm on video calls for like 4 or 5 hours a day. But I want to be comfortable and warm on the bottom. Hey, Bengals are dead.
Like he's mostly done a bad job trolling in the chat tonight.
That one was actually
that last one was all right.
That's good. That's good.
I like Garbrandt here as well. I think that Cachoeira France is Cachoeira a fraud from shitty kickboxing. His best win is either a terrible decision against Paiva or the one where Bone Terran got all up in there.
Bone Terran.
He got like at least 2 knuckles deep in there.
That was a good show.
And then just like crazy knockout at the end of the first round. So I don't think France is good. And Garbrandt, we've seen, is a top bantamweight. Regardless of how his bantamweight career played out, he's good. He has power. He can box. He can wrestle. I think if he's really concerned, he can just take Cachoeira France down in this fight and be on top of him. So close line, minus 132 at refbook/bet online. I'll take some Garbrandt there.
I forgot. Rosario Bolton. Was that his last fight where I just decided he was from Louisiana?
Yep.
It's
a good show.
Doesn't Poirier. Too good.
I think they were on the same card that time too.
I looked it up. It was the Do Bronx card. Yeah. Rosario Bolton. Yeah, I love Garbrandt here. Never been a big believer in Cachoeira France. I've picked a couple spots with him and won bets on him, but he's okay. Garbrandt, he keeps saying Garbrandt's speed's not gonna we're faster down here. Garbrandt's boxing is fucking like he has fast hands. Yep. He was not losing at 135 because of his hand speed. Garbrandt has very fast hands, and I think to Brad's point, and I hate to say it again, but Garbrandt's the better grappler. He dictates where this fight goes. If it does get a little hairy in the striking, he can take it down. But if he can survive Rob Font at 135 with his power, why are we thinking Kai Kara-France going to clean him out? And it's hard to think that Garbrandt's going to lose a decision to Kai Kara-France. So at minus 140 or so, that's worth it. I think Garbrandt's going to do what he wants here. I think France is going to be surprised by Garbrandt's speed in this fight. When Garbrandt was champ, his hand speed just blew me away. Like that guy, he's so fast, and I think his chin was always the issue, and he took Font's shot, and 125, like who knows? Like that division's wide open. Like we talked earlier, Jan might be the most unbeatable champ. I think Moreno's the most beatable champ, and who knows if Garbrandt styles on France here, gets a finish, beats him up, he's probably a fight away from a shot already. And I think this, despite what many people are saying, I don't think this is a bad career move by Garbrandt here. I think this is a solid move, and I'm going to pick him. And Munich.
I thought we weren't laying the juice.
But you're laying the juice on Munich.
Yeah, this is Munich.
I thought y'all were doing Paiva, and then
no, I talked myself out of it.
I talked you into it. Then you talked yourself back out of it.
Yeah, I talked out of it. Yeah, I talked myself
out.
Like
of it. When I have me
laying the juice with Munich.
When I have
how that's
going to work scotches and fucking 2 dips Saturday night, I'll end up having a bet on Paiva anyway.
Yeah, but then I talked myself out of it. So we went back to the original Munich, which is Cody Garbrandt. What's the line right now? Like minus 140? It's not that bad.
Maybe
minus 135.
At one point, we thought there was no way Aldo could make 135 and look good.
Look at him now.
And look at him now. I think Cody could be that guy.
I never worried about Aldo's chin, though.
I had a lot more concerns about Garbrandt's chin.
That's why it's great that he's fighting Kai Kara-France.
At 125, and after watching that Font fight, is it at the point now to where like that chin's kind of like snapped back? Like we've seen guys do.
We have seen it a few times
where they've had terrible chins for years, and then all of a sudden something changes.
I don't know. Maybe Font's got pillows now.
I don't think so.
Did you see Aldo's face? Like,
yeah,
He hits pretty good.
Yeah,
I like Garbrandt. So it's back to Munich. We reversed. All right, welterweight division. Great fight here. This fight's kind of going under the radar. Everyone's talking about the Dewey.
Because the dude just got out of jail.
Yeah. It's under the radar, but it's on the police block. That's for sure.
True. Great fight, man. This is a fucking fight here. Jeff Neal, Santiago Ponzinibbio. New Sean?
Yeah, the pontoon boat. I love to lose money on Jeff Neal. That's kind of happened recently. Maybe I should have known, coming back from death. Maybe I should just kind of let it be for a bit, let him figure his life out. Turns out, what was it, a staph infection? I'm pretty sure he almost died from. Or it might not have been staph. It was some other thing. But
he was in the hospital.
He was in the hospital on close to the old deathbed. Yeah. In this fight, he's not going to have to worry about takedowns like he did against Magny. So if he pulls the trigger, I think he does well in this fight. Pontoon boat's kind of getting long in the tooth. I know he took out Baeza last time. It was a little scary in the first round against Baeza. I just think Jeff Neal is good. I think he just got magnified last time, and he got Thompson the time before, and he was also coming off close to the deathbed. So if he's back to who we thought he was, I think he's a pretty good bet in this fight at plus money. I haven't taken him yet, but planning to.
Wes?
Yeah, now we want to talk about a guy who I have some questions still about their chin. And at this point, even after the Baeza fight, man, I'm still having some questions about the old Pontoon's chin, man. And man, if Neal throws, who knows? I don't think it's good that a dude's been in jail and shit within a fucking couple weeks leading up to his fight and stuff. Like, that cannot be good for the training and the weight cutting and getting prepared for a fight. It can't be. Man, I wanna pick Neal here just because I think he's gonna land something on Ponzi and it's gonna hurt him. I'm not convinced about what I saw last time with Ponzi. Good win. I'm not sure Baez is as good as we thought he was going into that fight. That plus money, man. I'm probably going to have to go with Jeff Neal. I think he's eventually going to land something, and it's going to hurt Ponzi. I think his chin is starting to go, man. So, I mean, if he can take the punch, who knows? He's probably a better striker, all-around striker and fighter than Jeff Neal. I'm not sure that chin holds up. So, plus money on Jeff Neal. I'm going to pick him. I don't know. I'm going to get pretty drunk Saturday night for the pay-per-view. So, that fight rolls around, I'll probably end up having a bet on Jeff Neal.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm sort of like Sean in this regard, where I lost money on Jeff Neal against Wonder Boy, but very quickly snapped back and knew he was going to get Magni Medoved. So made it back there. I don't think he's that good. He's not fought anybody who has a lot in terms of skill. I guess the Bilal Muhammad win is kind of impressive, but I think that Ponzi's a way better striker than Bilal. I don't think Neal has the sort of skill set that he needs in order to take advantage of where he might be better than Ponzi in this fight. And I don't think the chin's gone. I kind of feel like, coming back off of, what was it at that point, a 2.5-year layoff for Ponzi, probably played more into that little Jangalang loss than anything else. I think he's the better fighter. This is the guy that we were talking about being a title contender before he had his massive layoff, and he's not that anymore, obviously. But I think he's still at a higher level than Neal. We saw Neal, again, coming off health scares. I'm not sure that getting DUIs is the greatest thing after you were in sepsis in the hospital. At least it wasn't a direct liver problem that he had. So, abuse that liver if you got to, big boy. But I can't possibly back Neal in this fight. I haven't decided if I'm going to play Ponzi, but if I can get even money or a plus number next to his name, I think I'll probably have to pull the trigger.
It's a tough one. I think you all make good points. I think Neal got to the point where he was this really, really big prospect and lost to Wonder Boy, and he went down a peg and then lost again. And I don't know. I don't think Neal is as good as we thought he was. I also don't think Ponzinibbio is even close to the same fighter he was before the layoff. It was really bad timing. He was on a really good streak right then. Goes out 2.5 years. He comes back. He's 35, 36 years old. And that's a big difference when you're getting up there in age and take that big layoff. And Baeza is not as good as we thought he was. I thought Baeza was going to be a lot better. His last fought versus Chaos, he lost that fight. Didn't look good in that fight, even before the knockout. And I don't know. Ponzinibbio went tooth and nail with that guy. So I don't know if that proved that he's back to his prior form or anything like that from the Leach knockout. And I don't know. I think this is a complete toss-up. I think the line is right. It's plus 110 for Neal, and I don't think you're getting much value on there. So it's going to be a pass for me. I think the pick – I don't even know. I have no one way. I have no idea on this fight.
Even for a total, I'm not sure on this one.
Because I could see Neal cleaning him out. I could see Ponzinibbio just winning the striking battle. Neal's also seemed a little bit gun shy. His last two fights, he's not pulling the trigger. I think the Wonder Boy, which he gives everyone a little bit of fits. He didn't pull the trigger, and I think in the next fight versus Magny, he didn't do much, and he seems a little bit gun shy. And does he become more gun shy against a guy like Neal who has, against Ponzinibbio who has a lot of power? I don't know. I have no idea in this fight. It's going to be a complete pass. So I hope it's a fun fight. That's all I got in this one. All right, we'll quickly cover the co-main event and wrap up with the best fight ever. Women's bantamweight division: Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Peña. This is the only thing I'll say about this fight is Peña is on a 1-fight winning streak after getting guillotined by Jermaine de Rondamay. If that just tells you the state of this division, we're talking about canceling 145. Let's just cancel 135 as well. Just be done with it. I got no. This is fucking embarrassing. New Sean.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is literally talking your way into a fight because there's no other options. Peña is 2-2 in her last 4. I have nothing. I think Nunes destroys her. I don't really see a way for Peña to win this fight. She's not going to outstrike her. I have a hard time seeing her outgrapple her. To me, with the odds what they are, do you take a shot at Nunes by sub at plus 400? Maybe if you really need action on this fight. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, Nunes hasn't defended this belt in 2 years. No one noticed.
Yep.
It's been 2 years since she defended the belt, and literally nobody noticed.
Not only did nobody notice, but they couldn't even find a decent contender.
They couldn't grow a fucking product.
They couldn't pretend that there was a good contender.
In 2 years with no defense, they couldn't find a contender.
They're gonna go pay fucking that old Kelley girl 10 times more money than she's worth just to bring over somebody to fight her.
She's a bag of trash, that one. She thinks she's top shit. Fuck her. Wes?
Yeah, I'll make it. I mean, Nunes is going to smoke her. I'm putting her inside the distance in a parlay. I'm just going to make it easy. It's like minus 260 or something like that on dimes. Like that's a nice number for Nunes to just to smoke this chick. It's an easy parlay piece.
Yep, Brad.
Yeah, Nunes, because she's as good as she doesn't have the mom quit the same way the others do. She has the mom quit in the way where she doesn't want to hurt people anymore. She doesn't want to set a bad example for the kid. So she takes them down and submits them. So I like the Nunes submission, plus 400. That's not a bad angle. Also, Peña's last 2 losses by submission to way worse submission artists than Nunes.
Yeah, I think Nunes gets the finish here. I think Peña's going to go for broke really early with some takedowns, get stuffed, get taken down herself, and get submitted. Who gives a fuck?
Sucks.
All right, let's move on to the main event of the evening. This card's been absolutely amazing.
Main event of the year.
And we got this co-main anyway. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. Great fight. About as good as a fight as you can make in the UFC, I think, when you look at the level of violence potential on this fight with Dustin Poirier and Do Bronx. But Do Bronx is a different animal nowadays. New Sean?
Yeah, big surprise. Like Do Bronx here. Big surprise. I just think, Dustin's the price the way he is because of who he's beat the last 2 times. If we look at how these guys match up, I think Do Bronx is going to do bad things to Poirier. I think Do Bronx can grapple, can take him down. Poirier's never had great takedown defense. As we all know, Dan Hooker was able to grapple him fairly easily. And Do Bronx's stand-up is very good. It's come a long way, and it's enough to get respect from Poirier, and I think it's good enough so that Do Bronx doesn't have to, spam a takedown from far away. He doesn't really do that anyway, but I just think he can mix up the striking and grappling, get this to the ground, and kind of do what he wants down there. Likely subs Poirier, maybe smashes him out. This is gonna be good. I like Do Bronx here. I got 2 units on Do Bronx inside at plus 240. I'll probably add a unit or 2 just on him straight, just in case something weird happens. But Do Bronx is going to finish him.
Wes?
Yeah, I really, really like Dustin Poirier, but this line just seems kind of, I know it's close, but the wrong guy's favored here to begin with. Like, come on, man. Like, Sean's right. It's off of a couple wins against a guy the last 2 times. when the other dude's literally out there finishing the best dudes in this division over and over and over. I don't get that. Of course, like Do Bronx here. This seems like to me that it's going to be some body lock fucking throwing a dude down and going to work at some point in this fight. You know, we know Do Bronx's his hands has improved tremendously, but not only that, that dude's got power. Like he doesn't just use his hands to use them to get takedowns. That dude can hurt you, man. I mean, the last time out against Chandler, of course, he's got a couple other knockouts lately, and they're not like volume knockouts. They're like landing.
Clean.
They're landing one punch clean, knocking dudes down and out. That's like that's some shit now, man. That Poirier's got to deal with, that he knows he's going to have to respect. I think that gets Do Bronx is just going to get inside eventually, though, and he does what he does best, man. He's a very smart fighter inside that cage. He loves to get submissions. That's the way he tries to win fights more often than not. And then after all that, he's got the skills to get it there. Now, his body lock takedown is unbelievable, man. He can wrestle a bit now to get those takedowns. He's going to be the bigger guy in this fight. He's bigger than everybody he fights at this point. He's really filled out in his career. I think Lance mentioned before the show, watching the UFC put out his 17 finishes of his career. And if you watch the transformation of his physique over those years too, like he's a big dude at 155 now. So I like Do Bronx a lot in this fight. Inside the distance, plus 240 straight on both of them. Going to be a pretty big bet for me too. I like him quite a bit in this fight.
Brad?
I hope people take us seriously when we do this, because I know we joke around and we're like, Do Bronx is the greatest.
He is the
best.
He's
Glover,
been the greatest.
Do Bronx, I mean.
We've said it for a long time. We've said he kills anybody in this division. Like I don't think it's a lie. I think that the Russian went running for the hills because he knew what was a coming and he didn't want to deal with it. And Do Bronx has gotten to this point in his career where he is just so confident when he steps in there against anybody that he is just going to march forward. And Dustin Poirier is an excellent fighter, I should say. Hopefully Bo didn't catch that little slip up. But he's much better when he is the one that's marching forward and able to dictate the pace and throw what he wants to throw and not be fighting off his back foot. If he's fighting off his back foot, I think he's in a ton of trouble against a much longer, more diverse striker who can mix in wrestling. We know that Poirier can't wrestle. I think if you go back through his career and look at the guys that he has out-grappled and the guys that have out-grappled him, it's probably not going to be looking too good for old Dustin there.
Becoming the Bella Tony Robbins. Oh my god.
So yeah, like, is it possible that Do Bronx marches forward and Poirier catches him with something huge and wins the fight? Sure, it's possible. But do I think it's more likely that the more limited fighter in this case, which is Poirier, is the one that wins the fight? No. I think that Do Bronx can have success on the feet. I think he can have a shitload of success in the wrestling and once he gets it to the ground. And that probably results in a submission because it's Do Bronx and he's able to wrap things up as guys scramble and try and get to their feet. And that's what Poirier likes to do. But I'm just going to take Do Bronx inside the distance. I got some plus 215. I got some plus 240. It's crazy that a line like plus 240 on Do Bronx inside the distance exists. But we're heavily invested in the champ to stay the champ.
Yeah, obviously, as the original member of the Do Bronx team, I like Do Bronx here. When you look at this matchup, and we've been talking about, because we've been hoping and praying for Do Bronx title shots for years, and going through the different matchups, I actually always said I thought Poirier was the easiest matchup for Do Bronx, and I've been saying that for years. I think of all, he can't wrestle. When I was most worried, honestly, once he got there, I was most worried about Michael Chandler. That was the fight I was most worried about. When you look at a Division I wrestler who uses his wrestling with power punching, like that's the kryptonite for a guy like Do Bronx, a guy who can knock you out with one punch and who can also stuff your takedowns. Gaethje, I think, is a worse matchup than Dustin Poirier. He doesn't use it, but Gaethje is a very good wrestler, Division I All-American wrestler. When you look at other guys like a Dariush, I don't worry about Dariush. I don't worry about Makhachev. If you got a guy who's willing to go and jump in Do Bronx guard, not really worried about that fellow. Like Makhachev would get submitted by Do Bronx within 40 seconds. Like Do Bronx would probably stand there with his hands up like this, wait for him to take him down, and then just immediately choke him out before they even hit the ground. But Poirier can't wrestle. That's always been his issue all the way through his career. It's not being able to wrestle. He's not a great wrestler. And with Do Bronx, if he gets on top of a guy like Dustin, that's just a wrap. And I think Do Bronx he's revolutionized his wrestling. I think we talk about his hands. We talk about this in the show. We've talked about his hands. They've improved. His striking it's another world than what it used to be. So is his wrestling. He used to be he used to have that jiu-jitsu wrestling where he had just enough to get some guys down he couldn't wrestle. He's now got the wrestling where he can take down Division I All-American guys. And he doesn't a lot of these jiu-jitsu guys and a lot of guys who can't wrestle in MMA, they always try to shoot these takedowns. They shoot double legs. They shoot single legs, a lot of single legs. From way outside, they don't set it up. Do Bronx has never tried to really do that style. He's going to clinch you. He's going to body lock you. He's going to get you in a weird, uncomfortable position to get you on the ground. He's not going to try to be a Division I wrestler. He's not shooting these doubles and high crotches and singles. He's getting you in a body lock. He's taking you down. And I think with Dustin, I don't know how he defends that. I think Do Bronx can close the distance. You have to be wary of his striking now. You can't just play for the wrestling and play for the safety of keeping the fight in the feet. And I think Do Bronx is going to strike for a little tiny bit. I think he's going to push him against the cage, get that body lock, take him down. And Do Bronx also does he almost never ends up in guard on his takedowns. I can't think of the last time he's ended up in guard. At worst, he's in half guard. I've seen fights where he takes it down, he's got the guy's back in half a second. Like he finds ways that in his takedown, as he's going down, he's almost transitioning in the air while he's taking these guys down. And I think he's going to end up in, a half guard, a side control with Poirier pretty quickly into this fight. And once Do Bronx gets there, that's a wrap. Dustin doesn't have great jiu-jitsu. Dustin doesn't have great wrestling. And despite his success, Dustin Poirier is sort of a one-trick pony. He is a striker. He's always been a striker.
He's a boxer.
He doesn't even kick that much. Yeah, he's a striker. And to beat Do Bronx, you have to stop the takedown. And the whole thing with him quitting and cardio, whatever, he has proven during this winning streak. If you want to question his heart, watch the Michael Chandler fight that just happened. He got obliterated in that first round and then knocks the guy out 10 seconds in. When that second round started, he looked like the confident, fresher fighter, not Michael Chandler. If we go to the Tony Ferguson fight, did he look tired in that fucking 15 minutes of grappling? Didn't look tired to me. I don't know where this guy's holes are right now. He is a little bit hittable still, but I think he also does a good job when he gets hit doing the right thing, avoiding the damage. And I think with Michael Chandler, he took a lot of shots, but he also avoided a lot of shots that would have ended that fight. And I think with Poirier, he's going to close the gap, take him down, and submit him. So all jokes aside, I think this is a perfect matchup for Do Bronx. And I'm already thinking about that Gaethje fight. I'm already looking past Dustin Poirier. Maybe he can fight Conor again or Nate Diaz or something like that. So love Do Bronx here. And someone just mentioned KOs plus 700. honestly, it would not surprise me if he also gets him on the ground and just beats the shit out of him. Do Bronx does what Do Bronx wants. Depends on his mood going into the fight.
So which of the finishes, if you guys listening haven't seen the UFC thread of all of Do Bronx finishes, I mean, it's going to take you 14 days to get through the whole thing. But which of those finishes got you the most erect?
Oh, you know what? I would say if I go real early on the Jonathan Brookins finish where it looked like his head was going to pop off his body, that's an old school favorite of me. I really also like the Hatsuhioki finish.
I hated it at the time because I was a big Hioki fan at the time, but looking back on it, that is.
I have literally bet Do Bronx every single fight of his entire career. That is not a joke or an exaggeration.
That is very profitable. Very profitable.
Yep.
So are we taking him inside for consensus, or are we just putting him straight?
Well, defend. He's going to defend his belt. We don't want to get greedy here with the consensus. He's defending his belt. I love it. I'm excited. Really, really excited here. So that's it for the show. We really
that is the consensus.
That is the consensus bet. Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Really appreciate everyone listening. Great card. Our boys fighting this week. Hope everyone enjoys the fights, and we'll see you next week for the Do Bronx celebration.